Their former colleague, Congressman John Lewis, was among that group of people, displaying a level of courage and bravery seldom before seen in this nation. That is why this building was recognized as a museum. That is why this building was placed on the National Register of Historic Buildings, because people recognize the sacrifices, people recognize the significance of what happened here and how it made this country a better place.
We're all here to commemorate the 60th anniversary of Bloody Sunday, which was seen as the turning point in the civil rights movement back in the 1960s. And hearing from a lot of incredible speakers, a lot of moving speakers, including the mayor of Selma, who told us earlier that he has never in his life, and keep in mind this is someone who grew up during the Jim Crow era, grew up during attacks from the KKK. He said that he's never seen people around here as frightened and anxious as they are right now. And that is, I think, a testament to the times we're in, to the fright and fear that so many have around the country. And heard an amazing John Lewis quote, many of you may know, when you see something that's not right, not fair, not just, you have to do something, you have to say something, you have to act. And I think that quote speaks to me, speaks to us right now in this moment, and I feel like this weekend is a call to action among us.
Former federal workers speaking with Congresswoman Sharice Davids.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you.
Davids, hearing concerns of people now looking for work.
I think I owe it to the American people to at least push back a little bit and push back for the folks that can't, that don't have the capability to push back.
The number of people losing federal jobs in Kansas City is still not fully known.
Mr. Ragland, Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, which is a longstanding law, prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. We already have a law. We already have a law that prohibits discriminatory hiring. For example, and also in employment, et cetera, we already have that. So what I don't get is why there's all this anti-DEI fervor that I think adds to the kind of the discrimination and divisiveness in our country.
Took my brother's family. They took them all in a car to Gaza, 500 meters before the fence. They managed to bravely escape.
I'm here wearing the hat of hostage family member. My cousin, this beautiful boy who went to a Nova Peace Festival to dance, to be 20 years old.
The mayor needs to do her job. She needs to allow the law enforcement here in D.C. to allow them to do their job. I met with a lot of Jewish students. They don't feel safe. These individuals that are trespassing on the property of George Washington University have to leave. It's your obligation to keep Jewish students safe. Everybody has a right to protest, right? But you don't have a right to trespass. You don't have a right to spew hatred. You don't have the right to be anti-Semitic. The mayor needs to show up and do her job.
Following October 7th, in less than 3 months, that number spiked to over 5,000. In 2024, that number skyrocketed to 10,005 anti-Semitic incidents. This problem is particularly acute on our college campuses. Columbia University was a major epicenter where they encouraged, tolerated, and celebrated this vicious and vile anti-Semitism.
Hello, my name is Elaine Daniel Shabazz. I'm from Lauderhill, Florida. I'm a 74-year-old retired real estate agent. I've been collecting Medicare and Social Security since the age of 65. I needed to pay my bills. My maintenance has gone up so high. I need Medicare. I have high blood pressure and other medical issues, and I would not be able to maintain my health care if it was not for the Medicare.
Because I realized with horror that this man was setting things up to be able to rob the Social Security Trust Fund by causing his fans and his constituency to believe that when it comes to stuff like Medicaid and Social Security, these are programs where in the Black community, sometimes this is the only means of retirement income that people have.
The Republicans are we want to cut $880 billion from this one particular committee, and the only real wiggle room they have is Medicaid. That's where they're going to do their cuts. And that impacts not only working class folks who get their basic healthcare through that, but also a lot of those patients don't have their income to pay for it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I had to just share my excitement with you all. After an entire lifetime of not being able to have so much as a phone line at our rural Osceola County, Kenansville home, as of today, we now have Wi-Fi. As I type this, Spectrum just finished installing it. It is incredible to experience firsthand the very goal that we all contributed to beginning some time ago.
When I was governor, I passed a bill that if the federal government allowed us, we were going to stay on daylight savings time. I have a federal bill, Sunshine Protection Act, which say we'll stay on daylight savings time. President Trump has been supportive of locking the clock, and I hope we can get it done quickly.
Louisiana will become a larger exporter of liquefied natural gas than any nation on earth. You could be your own country and be number one.
One more time, what are we gonna do? We're gonna drill, baby, drill.
Venture Global officials say the plant was built in record time, with the first phase being completed by the third quarter next year.
We have a president that wants to unleash American energy.
Before long, it'll export more LNG from Louisiana than any country on the planet.
But I need someone to convince me to change my mind. I think the perfect comfort food is Haagen-Dazs chocolate chip ice cream. Prove me wrong.
It's got trans fat in it, and ice cream doesn't need trans fat. Ice cream's got cow fat.
It's got calcium, it's got protein.
They also are our eyes and ears when it comes to the weather. The National Weather Service. They are the folks who let us know that extreme weather events are coming. They let us know that a hurricane is moving in one direction or another in its intensity. They make sure that we know if there are tsunamis coming toward our shores. They save lives.
We're seeing this deadly measles outbreak in Texas in a community that has a high percentage of unvaccinated kids. And one child died. Measles is one of the most contagious and one of the most preventable diseases in the world. And we've got someone running our Health and Human Services Department now who's been a vaccine denier, who has profited off of spreading mis and disinformation.